forums are a part of the public service organized by the chapter's Governmental Affairs Committee. And these are events where we hope you'll be able to learn more about the individuals who are running for the office and get more on their views. Each candidate will be given 2 minutes to respond to alternating questions asked by either myself or Mr. David Palmer of the Coleman Times. The sequence will begin alphabetically. Leah Bowman, the interim president of the chamber, and in the back will be our timekeeper. She'll hold up signs showing the allotted time or how much time has expired or left. A bell will sound when time has expired. At the conclusion of the debates, each candidate will be given 2 minutes to provide some closing remarks. That order was established a few minutes ago when they first came in, and we'll do that when we get to that time. So we'll begin with the first question. This first question goes to you, sir. And the first question is, why do you want to be mayor of this town?
In December of 1971, we went to West Point, Alabama. Did not know a soul. Even the postman would ask me, who are you kin to? You kin to the Joneses? You kin to the Cagles? You kin to, the Overtons? People took us in like family. 5 years later, I went to work without insurance. And the community gave me so much through the years. Through those years that our children were growing up, with West Point School, I was president of PTA, president of Band Boosters, worked with that sort of thing, was really able to give a lot back to the community. And with that behind, we retired now, and we're still a part of the community, and we want to give back to the community, just a portion of what they've given us. If I'm elected mayor, I've never been involved in politics. I'm elected mayor, I'll get in there. It's like my grandmother used to say, sonny, if you can learn, you can learn. So I'll get in there and I'll learn what it's all about, and I'll do what I think is best for the community. I'll work with the council. There's 5 council members. They will decide what we do. When things come up into play, we'll discuss it, we'll vote on it. We will not argue on it. I mean, if they want to argue, I'll just go in another room and they settle down, I'll come back. We'll discuss it. But if I'm elected mayor, I'll try to run it in a manner to be pleasing to this community. First of all, pleasing to God. Second of all, pleasing to the people. Thank you.
Well, I moved here the first time when I was 17 years old, and I moved here when the ice storm hit in '96, I believe it was. And it was difficult, but I seen how this community works. And that's kind of an important thing. And in 2008, I moved here and bought a poultry farm because I love this community. I love the families, the friends, and since I've been here, I've extended my hand in gratitude to everybody in this community that's come to help me, guide me in chicken farming. And I want to be mayor of this town because I've seen things that I have a different opinion on that I believe can benefit this town greatly, and I don't want to see money go in places that it could benefit the whole community in a whole in a better way. But I'm here to serve the people. I want to, like Mr. Drain said, the council's there for a reason. It needs to be used. And if the people in the council and the mayor can't come together on a decision, it needs to be discussed. And it doesn't have to have an answer right then and there. It can go into old business, and you can talk with the community to get some answers on what their opinion is on a specific situation and what they think they would like to do. And with that, I'd just like to say that I hope that if I am elected, that I can make people proud and do everything that I can do. And my whole walk is to please the Lord. And If it's not pleasing to you, I apologize, but everything I do, I try to focus directly on what's right and what's wrong. It's black and white, there's no gray area. Thank you.
Firstly, I want to thank the Chamber and the Coleman Times and the Brandon Iron. Of course, you get the benefit of having a really good meal while you're here. Being here, I want to be mayor again. First and foremost, this is my hometown. I was born here, I was raised here. Ben McKenzie taught me in Sunday school a long time ago. Louise Cagle knew my mother before she was born, or when she was born. And Joyce was the school secretary when I was back there. And then I got my mother-in-law sitting back there that's lived in this community forever. Through my experience in my education, I've learned how to do things, and both Sonny and Mike bring up a very good point about the council working together. I invited the elected representatives here tonight because they all pass through from time to time. And they've always made a comment to me and said, well, Kim, you seem like you're the most laid-back guy out there, and your council, everything just kind of runs smooth. Your council is supposed to work together. It sure is. And your meetings down here on Monday night are open to the public. The records of everything that we do in this town are public record. Lee, I didn't see that sign, but hold it up again while I'm going to show you. It's all a matter of open records. And the one thing that I enjoy that I've heard from all these representatives is that, and the council, I think is every one of them here tonight, we're friends, we talk, we all know other people, and we do get consensus. Just like when we started the sewer project, and you'll hear me talk more about this tonight. We had a community meeting down here in 2006. We laid out a lot of options. Then we were very methodical in our planning as we went forward, and I'll address that more tonight. My experience, my education, the record that we have, the fact that this is my home, and we not only have results, we have a vision for the future that I'm going to lay out for you as we go on tonight. Thank y'all very much. God bless y'all. God bless each one of these men. God bless Westmore.
Recently, the town council voted to pay off the balance on its sewer system. Explain why you think this was a good or a bad decision. And, Mr. Hall.
Well, my opinion on the sewer system being paid off early should have never really been an issue to begin with. On February 20th, 2007, Mr. Kilgo originally estimated would cost the town $1 million to complete. Now appears to be $15,000 to $20,000. And then on April 18th, the Coleman Times, the estimated cost of West Point for a new sewer system would be $100,000 to $125,000 according to Mr. Kilgo. Congressman Adderholt has made a commitment of $100,000 on the first phase. The ARC is a federally funded grant program operated at the state level. Kilgo said the agency is providing match funds for the project anticipated to cost about $178,000. And out of that $178,000, $25,000 of that should come out of the pocket expenses of the town. On April 29th, 2009, they got an estimate for $123,231. Kilgo said the town received a construction grant for $136,000. It looks like every business and residence on the route wants to sign on. And there's one resident and 5 businesses tied onto our sewer system. Now let's look at this. Mr. Kilgo said we could get into the sewer business for $15,000 to $20,000. We have a construction grant for $136,000. Governor Bob Riley's office has reserved $75,000. Jack's paid $25,000 impact fee. Congressman Adderholt committed $100,000. And this is the question: why should we have to borrow $159,000 when $361,000 was promised for a system which was only one that originally cost $15,000 to $20,000? And if the money that was promised to us we would have received, we would not have to worry about paying off $90,000 or $86,000 roughly in a sewer debt over the next 3 months. I believe. Thank you.
Thank you, and I'm glad you brought that up. The sewer system, I'm proud of it. If you've got pictures of what this town looked like prior to 2000 and what it looks like right now, you be the judge. Might just give you a lot of numbers. There was lots of meetings, and the Times covers everything, and David Palmer and the reporters can tell you. And we had several different scenarios. That's why it is a process. That's why it wasn't done in 6 months. It took 3 years. We went to Washington, D.C. The real numbers, and they're down here in the tall. Like I said, this is all about openness. Okay. We rolled up the construction loan from the sidewalks also. That was rolled up in there, and that wasn't mentioned. So you've had some numbers that just really confuse you there, and doesn't make sense. What you can do is I'll sit down with anybody, go over the schematics of this system, go over the financing, and yes, we're about to pay it off on the 30th of September. We certainly are. This town's in the best financial shape it's ever been in. We've got capacity left for this system out here. And then there was this speculation too, and I heard, well, everybody's going to be forced to tie on, and you're going to have to pay this fee. There's only 5 businesses and 1 resident because of our ordinance. We grandfathered and protected everybody. Every structure that ever existed around here, you don't have to tie on if you don't want to. Okay, you don't. It's strictly your option. And that's the way it is. That's the way we laid out the ordinance there. And we also even had an agreement that if somebody wanted to connect and money was an issue, the town would finance it for them. We did that. Okay? We did everything we've said we've done. We've been transparent. We got it right, 100% right. And it's there. Jax is here, has put money back into this community. It'll be paid off. The Southwest Water System told us last night that it would cost $1 million to replace this system if we started from scratch. We're fiscally sound and we're better for it. Thank you.
Did you repeat the question?
Town council voted recently to pay off the balance on the sewer system. Explain why you think this was a good or a poor decision.
I think it was a good decision. I'm real big on, I'm not afraid to borrow money, but I like to pay it off as soon as I can. My daddy used to drive him crazy because I was always kind of going out on doing things in my own personal life and in business. And business is business. When you need to borrow money, you borrow money, and the time comes where you can pay it off, pay it off. To me, it's just black and white, pay it off. That's all I have.
This next question will start with you, Mayor. And the question is, in your opinion, what are the responsibilities and priorities for a mayor?
It's to understand government first. Did anybody watch Sunday was 2 weeks ago, the Fox News interview with Chris Wallace? And he had an interview with Chief Justice Antonin Scalia of the United States Supreme Court. And they talked about how things are judged or how they make decisions at the Supreme Court. What they have to do is they have to understand and determine the intent of the founding fathers. And they have to put themselves in that frame of mind to view the world as it was then. And the 2 broad brush responsibilities of government, and check me out, is this: equal protection for everybody. That is the first and foremost responsibility of government. The second role is to provide services that the average citizen cannot reasonably be expected to provide themselves. That's the function of your government. That's what we've done. These town tax dollars come back in here. They don't come back in here to benefit one group. They come back to benefit everybody. And that's exactly what we've done. That is your primary role. Understand government, have a plan, execute.
Well, I'm really big on support of each other. It thrilled me last year when we had tornadoes, the way this county, we didn't sit back and wait on the government to come in and take care of us. We took care of each other. There were some people laid over at our house before wedding because we had hot water and they didn't. But the responsibility, I think, of the mayor is to try to bring the community together and be able to work together with the council and citizens inside the community and help meet the needs. Just like I said, I mean, we don't want to make government plants where this is let them take care of us. We can take care of ourselves. West Point community is really good about taking care of ourselves, taking care of each other, and I'm thankful for that. And I think we would continue in that direction under my leadership. And I'm not saying it wasn't under their leadership. But the main thing is I want us to be one. I don't want this little faction over here and this one over here. You can have a difference of opinion. We all have our own opinions. We come together, we discuss it. We had a situation in our church one time where they wanted to pad the pews. And it was during a hard economy, and I was not for it. And we had someone across the street that needed a refrigerator, and we were padding pews. And so everyone voted for it, I voted against it. And then we walked outside and someone said, I was with you. I said, no, we discussed it in there. It's over now. I'm going to sit on those padded pews and enjoy them too and try to stay away.
The definition of mayor, it's hard to compete. Mr. Kidwell brought up the government, and it's hard to say this. We need to follow. We need laws. We need guidelines. But we're in such a bad economy because of government. We need to come together, work as a community. And if we work as a community and as a whole, I think we can keep this together and we can make West Point grow. And I just want it to sound like West Point can work together. I've seen the way since I've become a candidate for mayor, I've had people come to me and talk to me about issues in the ball fields and issues about things around town that they have problems with. And they're minor issues, but they're issues that can be solved easily amongst ourselves. We don't need to get big, hostile, and after this election, we're all going to be neighbors still. And because of that, it's not going to change drastically, but I believe that we need a change, and my definition of mayor is work with the council together and the community for what the majority thinks should happen. Because my little slogan on my shirt says, "A town divided can't stand." And right now it's being pulled in different directions, and it doesn't need to be. Everybody has different opinions, and that's perfectly okay, but we need to discuss opinions, like Drano here said, that just because you have a different opinion don't mean that you don't like that person. It's okay to have different opinions and still agree and get the problems solved together. Thank you.
Next question, Mr. Drain, you'll get first shot at it. Should West Point invest in a new municipal complex and recreation facilities? Please explain your point of view.
Yes. Good enough. I would like to see us, whoever's mayor and whoever's on the town council, in the near future, take this property over on 157 Highway and turn it into our office. And take the community center over here and make it a community center. And set that thing up where we can use that to, if we have to rebuild it, when I get in there, if I get in there, whoever gets in there, I'll be glad to work with them to help this thing either rebuild it, tear it down, start all over, or whatever, put our offices over there so that this can be, over here can be used not just for the senior citizens, but for everyone, for the different needs, get-togethers, whatever. I would really like to see us in the long run, talking about this community thing, I'd like to see some community activities over there rather than ball. Now, I really want to see the ball field improving. I saw that thing in the paper today, and I'm a little confused about that, but whatever, I would like to see our athletic facilities grow for the young people in the community, give them a place to play. I love the safety of West Point, and I know we're not sweet little, but we really are to a certain extent. Just a really innocent, loving place where our children can get out and play ball, walk around trails. There's a matter of fact, this acreage up here, I'm already having these things spin in my head about a bigger walking trail. You know, Heritage Park up there is great. It's calling. We go up there, I'd rather go a mile to do that sort of thing than 12 miles. So there's several things like that that I would really like to see happen. And, you know, the leadership and the council and the community support, we can do that. We have to do it as a community. We don't have to do it as 5 people. Thank you very much.
Park and rec, yes, you can't go wrong. I grew up playing baseball. Football is an amazing thing for the youth. We can't go wrong with it. I have an issue with the ball fields now because they're being neglected, waiting for future building of this park and rec. And if it takes 3 years to do a sewer system, how long is it going to take to get money to build baseball fields? And grant money is fairly easy for park and rec. But I don't want us to just take 4 years of building a park and rec and then the kids have to suffer that's playing now for the next 4 years. Park and rec, yes. A walking trail, I love it. We need pavilions. There's numerous things that I agree with park and rec. The new town hall. We don't use town hall very often. The town hall used now is my mistake before. It's open 3 days a week, and that it gets used by the council and once a month. Well, I think if we could add a little bit to this for now, we can make it nice for the seniors. We can keep everything controlled in a nice little budget. It would be great to be able to go out and build a $300,000 building, a $2 million park. It would be great, but the funds aren't there right now. And then the sewer system's paid off, the funds are going to be dropped even lower. So we have to build our revenue back up before anything can happen. And I don't think what we have now, it needs to be better, and it can be done at a lower rate and cheaper than to try to wait until all of the money comes in to do the other stuff. Thank you.
It goes back to, like I said, about first understanding government and the process. 3 years was quick on the sewer system. Mayor Corey Hardison from Good Hopes here, he can attest to that, and I think Frankie Jones has been involved with that. It's a process. You don't know that you've been there. And then Mike made a point about finances. The mayor, one of the things, getting back to responsibility, and I'm not dodging the question, I've been talking to you about that for a lot. The sole responsibility of the mayor is the audited financial statements of the town. Now, they're talking speculation. I know, I can quote them to you. Okay, and Michael made a point about government. Okay, big government. This is your report card right here. This is the 2009 financial statements. Your town net asset value, from a business perspective, assets minus your liabilities equals your net worth. Your net worth of your town tripled from 2006 till now. Right here is the audited financial statement if you'd like to see it. Yes, we're going to proceed with that municipal complex. Mike was confused on the operation and the hours. He still is. The senior center is used every day. Wayne and Gil, y'all deliver meals. I helped establish that meal delivery program here in this community. I delivered meals to Sonny's mother for several years. Okay, so I know about community and what it takes to. Okay, but yes, we're going to, because I've talked with Barry Willingham's not here, and the probate judge is not here. Jerry Smith has talked with him. We've talked with him. That will be a new town hall complex. We've also offered up part of that property to the fire department. We've talked with the revenue commissioner and the probate judge about a satellite office out here in West Point at that meeting. So yes, and then the project with the Cornett property that took me 3 years to negotiate, that's way down the road. We still have work to do here. We've got the land and we got a plan.
Mr. Hall, do you have an agenda for the next 4 years? And what are the top 3 items or issues on that agenda?
Well, over the next 4 years, if I'm elected in, like I said, I'd like to make this ball field that we have, I'd like to bring it up to specs where we can have tournaments. Because if we bring tournaments or we have agendas or plans brought into the town using our utilities that we have now, our facilities, that it's going to help the town of West Point. If people come here, they're going to eat at the Brandon Iron Steakhouse. They're going to shop at the Superette and at Willingham store. They're going to go to the Dollar General. They're going to eat at Lumberjacks. We need things that's going to help the community. And I think if we can get the ball fields up to spec and get tournaments, I think that would be a great idea. Obviously, we're going to be working towards, the whole time, working towards getting the funds for the new 80 acres that the town has acquired. And because these plans are things that I think that would be great, but like I said, the council needs to be involved in it, and the town needs to be involved in it, where we can have these plans and have them set to where what we think we can do, but we can be acquiring information the whole time to where if something needs to be handled, it can be handled. If something's wrong, let's fix it. And if everything's going great, then we can keep moving forward towards the plans that we believe is working. And as an agenda goes, let's build the revenue back up. Well, it'll be debt-free when the sewer's paid off. So as long as we don't take on much more debt and we can get plenty of funding for the ball fields and park and rec and everything that we're doing, then I think that we just continue to grow. But as a whole, I think West Point's a great little community, but it needs to be focused towards the people and not bringing in massive industries, because that's not why I moved here personally. I moved here because of the people, not the industry. Thank you.
Again, the top three is part of one thing I mentioned, town hall, and improving the facilities for the ball fields. And in the long, I'm big on, I've always had a 30-year plan. I'm 69. And I still have one. And, but I also like to live today. We live today like this is our last day, and we plan the future like we're going to live another 30. And so I think, of course, the top priority again is this facility over here on the highway and the ball field, and then, of course, making sure, getting our, really looking at our money, our opportunities to get more money in, even to bring and increase the size of West Point. People are going to come into the city limits, whether we've got money from that, and then any business. I don't want a skyscraper on 157. I don't want a U.S. Steel to build out here, to be honest with you. But it wouldn't hurt for a Chick-fil-A or a truck stop or whatever along the highway. And if someone wants to bring a business in here, we have that little place. There's a place up here where they do poultry house equipment. Different businesses come in. I think we need to work with them, get them in here, help. Any way we can help them through, even through looking for grants or finding property for them to build. There's plenty of land out here, but not many of us want to turn it loose. I turned loose too much of mine already. My driveway's just 900 feet long, so and that's pretty neat to be in a city with a 900-foot driveway. So that's what I look at as far as the top three things. It's getting the bottom, getting money in line, but really making the top.
Top three things for me, and I go over, but Sonny and I ate breakfast a couple of months ago, and it goes back to understanding government, and I need to make sure that there's one thing y'all understand. I think we're all kind of focused the same direction, and I'm glad that we were able to go out with this council, because it does take a quorum of 4 to do anything, and we've met as regular as we're supposed to, and did a good job. We got this property over here, both of these tracts of land, and y'all know the value of the property on 157, and guess what this town paid for those 81 acres? Not a penny. Okay. Got 3 things. We need to upgrade our technology throughout Coleman County to support our school systems. I'm leading the Alabama Broadband Initiative for Coleman, Morgan, and Lawrence counties. I'm just down from Montgomery today. I just got off the road. That is a priority. Also, just to continue on the road that we have to success supporting our school system. We've saved this school. You can't put a dollar figure on it. It's an infinite amount, because we took over the sewer system. You want the Chick-fil-A or something, son? Jack's, contrary to what you may have heard, would not have came here without a sewer system. Charles Mizurani is the CEO of Jack's. Their office is in Homewood. call him and ask him himself and tell him I said that in this public forum, because he's the one that told me the Jacks would never come anywhere because they had a bad deal in Somerville, Alabama, and they wouldn't come anywhere that wasn't sewer. Okay, and then the third thing again is too, we're going to push forward slowly. It'll be a process, just like it was with the sewer system. First, for the town hall complex, commit this to a 100-year lease to the commission.